I'm hitting play. See, it is recording.
Yay, we're recording.
We're live.
Welcome, everyone.
Welcome, everybody. Come join us.
Come join the Zen Zoom call.
Hey, Jenny. Jenny's my work wife, and I haven't seen her in months.
Aw. Hi, Jenny.
I
Hello,
actually saw
everyone.
Jamie today.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. So I was
Oh,
like, I haven't seen you forever either.
welcome, welcome, everyone. Thanks for showing up and being amazing people. Got a little Zen music going on right now.
Hello.
Hello, Gail, Lori, Jenny, Ronnie, Doug, Danielle, Addie, Sumas. My regulars, my good people. We are recording. I want you all to know that. We're going to let a few more people pop in here before we do our grounding. I've just got Spotify on, so whatever's playing is just happening right now. So I'm not even playlisting this one. So we're going to just allow that to happen. So, well,
It's good to
as
see.
as people are coming in to this wonderful, awesome, amazing group, we're just going to center ourselves. You can keep your
This music feels like fall, like taking a nice stroll on a fall day.
Yeah, we teach you all to what do we forest bathe, right? Get out in nature. This is a get out in nature. So let's just put our feet on the ground if you can. You're driving, please don't close your eyes. If you're not driving, just sit, relax. Just you guys, everyone's coming from a busy day. Maybe you're taking a break from your busy day and you have to go back into your busy day, but just take a few minutes to pause. Just take a nice deep breath in through the nose, belly breath, activate that vagus nerve, hold it for just a pause and exhale and relax. We just want to do this. We call them little timeouts, right? Just a timeout from your busy day. Just all it takes is a breath in, an intentional breath. A breath that you can feel, a breath that you are focused on the actual breath going in, going out. I just want to show you all, it only takes about 90 seconds to just breathe. Breathe in, pause, breathe out. Whatever cadence feels normal, but try to breathe in a little deeper and just a little bit longer than normal. I just did a seminar. I'm at the EO convention here in Tampa. And we just did a talk about the 7 ways to improve your business through meditation. And one of those ways was to just be more creative and allow yourself to get out of that fight or flight, because this is all it takes. Just a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Relax, focus, go inward, and just be. There is no wrong or right meditation. I want everybody to know that. Your thoughts flow. We have a beautiful mind. It's supposed to have thoughts. They're going to be there. What we want to do is we want to notice those thoughts from like the outside approach, third party, if you will. Just let those thoughts sort of pass like clouds. You don't put a judgment on them. You don't get frustrated with it. They're just there. You could do this 3-minute exercise 3 times a day. when you first wake up, maybe mid-afternoon, before or after lunch, and before you go to bed. That's all you need. So let's all take one deep, intentional breath in together. Focus in on their heart. Focus in on a beautiful, regenerative emotion. And I want you all to just breathe that energy into this group and out into the world. And we can open our eyes and we can get started. That's all it takes. That's all it takes. Stop this share. Get this off. All right. I think I have my music's off, right? We're good? Okay. Let me turn this off in my headphones. All right. Hello, hello, beautiful people. Welcome, welcome. Welcome to this edition, final edition of the Beyond the Pills episode. I am double checking my Zoom, making sure we are all recording. And we are. Good. Announcements, just so you guys know, we have or are in the process of posting the recording that we re-recorded. Ashley and I re-recorded at NCPA. You guys see my screen, right? Okay, we're good. So welcome. Some of you I saw at NCPA. It was amazing. I was so impressed with the amount of people where we could do some things. And so today is, I just want to focus on this whole process. Today is not an end, it's a beginning. And so congratulations, you've all made it through this far. I just got to see everybody's screen right now. I really focused on this. Congratulations, look where we've come. We're going to do a little exercise right now. And we are going to celebrate not only our wins of the week, we're going to celebrate our wins in this program. And so I want to take some time for this because it's really important to understand where we've come from and all that we've accomplished, because I think our brains go to the lack, or goes to the fear, goes to what we could have done better, right? If there's 12 things that go wrong, we'll listen to all 12 and not the one thing that went right. So we're always in that mindset. So I wanted to just take a few minutes and take some reflections and spend some time here. So I want you guys to all take out a pen and paper if you have one handy. If you don't, grab your cell phone, because I know that's in your hip pocket. And let's take some reflections and spend some time here, some critical time. Literally, we're going to spend a few minutes, say no more than 5. And I want you guys to do this because a lot of times we say we'll do these things and we won't. So I want you to get your pen, I want to get your journal or your phone. And I want you to just reflect on where you came from in this 12-week journey that we've all gotten here together. And I just want you to take that time to yourself. I've got my timer started here. I'm not smart enough to get it on the screen. And I just want you guys to think about where you started, okay? Where were you 12 weeks ago? Maybe you didn't know anything about supplements. Maybe you were struggling with figuring some things out. Maybe just go think back on the calendar. Think about where you were in your journey and what's been there. So I want you to take a few moments and just write it down. Put it on paper, put that thought and get that thought into energy and put it into paper, okay? When you do that, it's really good to go back and realize where you came from, right? So that's really important. So I want you guys to just spend a few moments with that, okay? And once you're done with that, we're going to take, a few minutes here, but I just want to explain the system first. And, I want you all to think about where you are now. Where have you grown? What have you learned? What are the things? Maybe you mastered the top 5 supplements everyone needs. Maybe you learned there's 5 supplements everyone needs and why. Maybe you got some more information on some labs, how to talk to your patients a little bit better. What is an avatar? What I found my avatar. I know what I want to do now. Acknowledge your wins, acknowledge the work you've put into this. A lot of you have gotten this included in your CPA membership. That doesn't mean you didn't have anything at stake here, right? All of you are showing up, you're doing the work, and you're putting in your time. So people either pay with money or they pay with their time, and you've all paid with your time. And I want to acknowledge that with all of you. And I also want you all to acknowledge that within yourselves. You showed up, you're doing the work. A lot of you have come up to me and said, I don't have time, but I'm getting it now. I'm listening to the recordings. I can't show up in person because I'm busy and I have this thing. That's all great. Just list it now. List your wins. List where you're going. And now, once you've done that, I want you to think about, all right, well, what's next? What's the next part of the quarter? We're in October here. We've got October, November, December, into January, right? Into the new year, into the new cycle, into the new journey, right? We're very cyclical humans, right? We're cyclical in nature. So what's next for you? I want you to write down where you want to be a year from now. Come January 2025, this isn't a vision building exercise. We put this into practicality, but really put it into some purpose. Where do you want to be personally and professionally? Just think about it for a second and just write it all down. So where you started, where were you? Where are you now? Acknowledge that within yourself. Acknowledge that within your team members. Where we are. Where are we? Not the negatives. This is the positive side. We want to put the positive energy into this. Where are the things? Where have you grown? What have you learned? Because we're always learning, right? So I want to make sure we're doing that. We got about 1.5 minutes left of this 5-minute exercise. And I really want you to focus on what's next. No lack here. There is no lack. Because as we focus our energy, we want to focus it all on, all right, where is my North Star? Where is that thing I'm going for? What is that big, hairy, audacious goal that I'm looking at? And then what will help you chunk that down. So where do you want to be? Where do I want to be in 12 months? I want to have trained an army of wellness pharmacists, moving them beyond the pills. I want to have at least 150 now. So I think in 12 months, we can really transform lives and start de-prescribing unnecessary medicines. That's where I want to be. That's where my goals are. Personally, I want to have grown. I want to have my NeuroChange Solutions consultant ready and waiting to gift to you all. It's a Joe Dispenza class that I'm taking, and I'm really, really charged up for that. And I want to have grown this Beyond the Pills membership and mentorship nationwide. It's going to be amazing. And I have my lovely friend and confidant, Ashley, to help me with that. So we are done with that exercise. I hope you all enjoyed that. And so let's stop my share and let's go around. We're going to do some hot seats here, 30-second type things. And we are going to call people out if they do not raise their hand. Put your little digital reaction hand up if you would like to share. 30 seconds, no more. Your best wins, your best of your best. Anyone want to be brave and vulnerable? Don't make me call on you. I will. I'm going to. All right. I'm going from left to right. Jenny's first. my number two and a beautiful human. What did you learn? What was your aha?
So my aha was, I think what stuck with me the most was Jen's webinar just on like the imposter syndrome, and really like understanding that, you know, even as much as you can kind of show that you're a strong and confident person, that's still behind all of that, you still may feel like an imposter, and
Mhm.
it's okay. And we can still learn and grow, and be able to share the knowledge that we have, with our patients and one another. So that one was kind of, they were all good, but that one kind of like really, like, I don't know, just it hit personal,
Nice.
on that one.
Yeah, well, and we all have it too. And I think that was the big piece is like there is no shame in imposter syndrome. We all have it. It's part of our human nature. So thank you for sharing.
Yeah. Mhm.
Um, Gail, you're next on my window.
Okay. First, I just want to say I'm really thankful for this program. I have been trying to find a way to just even start with the medication depletions. Just that's where I came from. And I am my own biggest enemy because I second guess myself all the time. And so that imposter syndrome does work with me too. And again, I think we talked about it last week. I also really think I have to know everything before I do anything. So hearing that really, really helped me, and just made me feel like I'm not alone because, you know, you really feel that way. So I do feel like last week, I feel like in my brain, I have the weight loss program. You helped me with that. Um, and I just want to get the functional one going, and I just have to make that leap. I'm stuck in that spot where I have to make the leap, and I just got to do it.
Nice.
But you have all helped me do that.
And I want to emphasize that these are all golden nuggets, guys. This is why we do shares. We call it experience shares in EO, and it's a big thing. It's like, what's the top 5% of what is going on in your life, your business, your family, and what's the bottom 5%? Because the 5% is what matters. All the rest of it you can tell anybody, right? So I love the two pieces. One, we're in this together. We're not alone. This is why we call it a tribe. I love tribes. Okay. This is a tribe of pharmacists that we are all here. So I love that because you are not alone. We're all in this together. And we're all mission driven people in this room. And I also enjoyed your share about getting out of your own way and start by starting. And so we want to keep stressing that taking imperfect action. So thank you for that. Ronnie, my boy, you are next, my friend. What's your big win? What's your experience share?
All right, you can hear me, can't you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Well, I mean, there seems to always be a big win. The big win is just the fact of getting to be with you and everybody else for 12 weeks. That's been awesome. I think, yeah, the speakers you had, I think what it felt me is I kept putting myself more down, I guess, thinking I can't do something. So it kind of helped elevate my self-worth. I think that I am worth something, and quit selling myself short is the other thing. So I'm beginning to get that mind changing that, hey, I'm worth something. And what's interesting today that happened was the lady called me. She'd seen her ophthalmologist who we did a omega-3 test on, and she's got dry eyes. So she sent her to me and she said, go get some fish oil. She called me back. We went through, she's a bariatric patient. She went through all her vitamins, everything that she's taken. And she said, can I bring them down there? She goes, I'll pay you. I'll pay to talk to you. And, we just kind of right then we go, gosh, do we do that? Do we do that? So we're working on that. She's gonna call and we're gonna get together. But one thing when we were talking, it made me think also that I've pretty much been like getting people fishing, on the dock, just when they come by, and I'm thinking, boy, it's time to get in the boat and go get them, get out there and go after, see what's out there. So everything's been always just in the store, kind of what somebody comes in. So now it's like, now if you really want to do it, get in the boat and go out and go get them. So
amazing. Yes. The power of just expressing your offer to help them, right?
mm-hmm.
Amazing. Thank you for sharing. Yes. I'm going to share Doug's here. He has no mic or camera with a little sad face. He said the biggest thing I've learned is people are eager to get healthy and are willing to pay for it. That's a big aha, because it's the truth. It's our own heads, because our pharmacist mindset, it's not even a money mindset. It's a pharmacist mindset. We don't want to charge for it. And he is telling 10 plus supplements from Designs for Health a day. See, it is possible.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, there's an infinite amount of possibilities. You just have to express them and make that happen. Thank you, Doug. Jenna is next on my screen. Nobody's getting off the hook today.
Well, as you know, for me, I walk a lot in the wellness space, and being a pharmacist, it's always been tricky to kind of determine where I can insert my own brand of pharmacy, which is more wellness, into the pharmacy world. So from the get-go, I think this has always been the vehicle to do that. There's obviously wellness and diet programs out there that people pay for, but it hit me that the thing that makes ours different is that we can give people the functional labs. We can give people, look at their medications and get the whole picture and give them like almost like a broader sense of care in an all-in-one stop shop. And to me, that was just kind of like how much we can do that, in a sense, we're already doing for these people. Every time they come up and ask a question, I'm giving them my advice, I'm giving them my knowledge, I'm giving them everything. So it was just kind of nice to figure out how you actually put that into a program where you can not get paid for it necessarily, but give people like your one-on-one attention and give them a better sense of thoroughness, I suppose, where you have the time to do it and not between like somebody telling you you've got a prescription to check or whatever like that. So it was just kind of exciting, and there was so much that I learned that I didn't know, but then also at the same time, it was nice confidence boost to cover things and be like, oh, I got this, I already know this. So it was kind of nice to know I already have a lot of the tools, and I think we all do. And we're not too old to learn. That's another thing I learned. We're not too old to learn new stuff. And yeah, it's been fun.
Awesome. I love that. And part of that is also, again, getting out of our own head. We want to do all this thing perfectly and run them through this whole transformational thing. And it's like, literally, you do some basics with everyone, they're going to get a valuable thing. And I always get to that. Like it's this perfectionist in me that says, if I don't follow up with 12 things that they can do and this and this and this, and it's like, dude, just get on fish oil. You're going to feel better. Right. And then it's like, but you don't get that residual until later. So you have to be like confident, because all of a sudden it's like they come back a month later and their inflammation is down and they're feeling amazing and they're sleeping well, or their foggy brain is done. It's like, that's what makes it worth it. So that's an amazing share. So thank you. I'm going to read a couple more here too. Jenna is currently, thank you for, if you're listening and you cannot get on the screen because I call your name, just type it in the chat. Jenna Beninga said currently working, so unable to use her camera and mic. So very helpful mindset, introduced through this class, thinking our program through in a stepwise fashion. So that's amazing, right? That was the intention, is to give you step-by-steps approach. Who is my client? What do they need? What can I provide them? And made creating a program far less daunting than it had when I was starting from the beginning, right? We're taking years of learning. I don't want to say mistakes anymore. Years of wins and years of learning and compressing this into this program. So thank you for that share. Addie says, I think for me, the sales aspect was big, combined with the imposter syndrome as well, because I needed to relearn how not to sell a product, but sell what people want. Reframe it. I needed relearning to value myself as that person that can provide that true solution for people. It's a big growth in confidence thing, and needed to get through it as a new young pharmacist. And it happens to the seasoned pharmacist. We are transforming. So we're moving from transactional business, guys, to transformational business. I like being in the business of transforming lives, not transacting a prescription sale. And so that takes a lot of courage, which we're all taking steps for, right? That river of change that comes with taking a risk, getting into the unknown, asking for something when you hadn't been normally asking. Oh, sent Lori back in here. So thank you for that. That's amazing. Lynn, unmute your beautiful self and tell us what you've learned.
I don't even really know where to start. I think, of course, the first little session at the CPA deal, it was an eye-opener. And yes, we've been looking for something like this for a long time. I expected the class to just be information about wellness, functional medicine. Here's all this information, go out there and do it. I did not expect all the little extras we got, training us on a different level, not training us about these things, but about ourselves and how to use what talents we may have, or to not be afraid, the imposter syndrome, the whole thing. I didn't expect that aspect of it. And it's been great. I love being coached. I'm one of those people that anytime someone says, you get free coaching with this, I'm like, yay. And I take it. I'm like Gail, I think I have to know everything, and I don't. I'm still amazed at how eager my patients are to just talk about it. They want to talk about it. They're ready for it. I just got my order in today that I placed 3 weeks ago with Emerson Ecologics. Something was wrong. It got lost in shipping, but I'm ready now to start selling the stuff. I have sold the snot out of a bunch of omega-3 just talking about it. And I have the bad stuff sitting there with the good stuff and showing them, and they're loving it. They're eating it up. And I'm super close, real close to diving off the edge. Just got to get my little display together and off we go. I had a patient that I was really ready. I talked with Josh about her last week. I'm ready to jump off with her, and she's ready to go. And then she got COVID. Like, we talked on Friday, and she called me Monday morning and said, I can't come visit right now, but so I think I have my first few patients already lined out. It's just, I've got to get that billing thing. I've got to get it set up where I can bill. When we talk about it, I can bill. So it's great. It's good. It's all been good, and it's been surprising, and it's been nice to meet all these other people. And I'm looking forward to sharing my successes.
Amazing. Yes. Keep sharing the wins. I love this. This is like fuel for my soul, guys. Like, just hearing your stories makes me worth every single hour that I've put into this group, because it all we're here to do good for humanity, and we're here to transform lives and our businesses and have fun while we're doing it. So this tribal like share is really, really cool. I'm like really happy right now. Just want to let you all know. Does anyone else, Lori, anyone else, anyone feel compelled to share more of this? Because this is is this helpful for you all? Are you like feeling a little like positive energy coming out of this? Like, oh my gosh, I heard your win and I feel good about it, right? So we can feel good about each other. Lori or anybody else, do you wanna share? Danielle, you're on too.
Sure, I will. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, please.
Okay, perfect. I'm outside and it's pouring rain, so I want to make sure you can hear me. It's been a great program. I'm really glad you did this. I was been teetering on the edge of doing something like this for about a year. Couldn't really get the wind in my sails to just do it for multiple reasons. I've heard a lot of these reasons mentioned tonight, imposter syndrome or feeling like you had to know everything and all those things. And then some of the organization of how to do the things. I mean, I learned about Calendly. I didn't know about that. I learned about Big View. I've learned about all sorts of technology that I didn't know. So that's been a big win for me. And I think just doing it. So I'm in week 3 of my cardio-metabolic reset program with my pilot patients. We're getting to use all this technology, see where we screw it up because we forget to do something or find a way to fix it. And it's been really good so far. So I'm ready to scale. I'm ready to start a membership program, which will start in January. We've got several things lined up for that. We've done something a little weird and out of the box, and we've been doing wellness events for the last 3 months that they're not deep dive into wellness, but it's just getting people to come together and do something fun. So like this week we had a pumpkin painting, Hallow Wine and Design sort of pumpkin painting where we had patients sign up in advance, and then we used the money from that to go towards a local charity for breast cancer. And while they're there, we're introducing them to the idea of our wellness membership and our wellness program, the things we can do. And it's a way to get people in our store that probably wouldn't have come in otherwise. And the chatter's been really good about that. This was my 3rd event this week, and everybody's begging for the next event. When's the next event? What are you doing next? And we're going to use that to incentivize, if you're in the membership program, you get early bird access into these special programs. And that's one of the things that we're doing that's exciting. And then because we do immunizations in the community all around, we're able to use that as a platform for promoting the wellness program. So we've done our whole school system. So every teacher that came through, who's mostly our avatars, we're introduced to our wellness program and what's coming, and they're all excited. So things are going, and they wouldn't be if I hadn't done this course, because this was the push I needed that said, hey, you're not crazy. Other people want to do this too. You're not alone. So you're right. It's the whole tribe thing, and I'm incredibly appreciative.
Do you guys feel that one? Like you heard all the stuff it was all, and I remember Lori's opportunity audit call. Like, I'm like, this girl's got it. She's got all this stuff ready to go. And all she needed was that motivation from others built inside her. And I heard avatar, membership, moving, waiting in line, like everything's now clicking. And it just took that little push the boulder up, and now it's rolling. So amazing. I loved that share. Matt says, I could go all night, guys. We got to get going, but I could go all night. Side note win, hired a new person this week outside of the box compared to recent hires, hoping that they will be a good fit and can help launch this program in the future. Right. Your new pharmacy of the future, there's a cautionary tale, right? Some of your current pharmacy employee and team members may not be a part of the new vision, and that's okay. I just learned, I'm an EO, entrepreneur organization. We everybody here scale. I just learned about a company that went from 0 to $100 million, and the 0 to 10 is different than the 10 to 100. So when you're transforming, just remember it's okay for change, and it's okay for some of these things to happen. So wellness win and big takeaway, newfound confidence after the sales webinar with your guy. Came away with very motivated. Imposter syndrome week helped me realize how the detrimental perfectionism to jumping in Yes, imperfect action. Very guilty of having a polished version of the program initial launch. See, I've learned, thank you for sharing that, because I've learned, this is the whole thing, guys. Like, I've learned from other people and I've learned my mistakes along the way. And we're going to talk a little bit about that. All right, we're wrapping up. My ask for you all is to take one of those gratitudes, one of those things you've learned, one of those things that is amazing, that's in your journal that you already shared with us verbally, and express that to us so we can share that to CPA as well. We want to make sure, like double, triple sure, that they know that this tribe is extremely valuable so we can grow it to some amazing, amazing, more beautiful people. Just imagine how many people are still out there waiting to be in this tribe, or being in a tribe of awesome, like-minded, heart-centered, beautiful people. All right. Well, that was way more than 30-second shares. And I'm so glad we did that. That helped me quite a bit. So I did give the feedback request. Ashley, we're going to figure out how they can do that, right? And move things forward.
Yeah, I'll have a link to drop in the chat by the end of our call here.
Okay, I'm gonna keep the chat on the side of me so I can see things. Or I can't.
Yeah, I'd love to chime in for that too, guys. I've been tagging along with you all along this journey the past 12 weeks and been on the team here supporting, and it's been really beautiful to hear everyone's wins and see what you guys have been creating, and really just want to acknowledge and celebrate you all. And being that we are launching round 2 of the accelerator next year, in January, we're really looking forward to receiving all of the feedback from you guys so that we can take it and continue to improve and make this better. So as soon as I pop the link in the chat, we would really just deeply appreciate hearing your guys' feedback so we can continue to make this thing better for every future pharmacist that's going to get to go on this journey as well.
And that let's spend a few minutes, please. If I can ask for a favor, Ashley. Ashley joined me at NCPA. We literally created our booth in like 4 days. And she was amazing. She came with me. We had a Beyond the Pills booth at NCPA. So we're like literally threw it out into the ocean of the industry that says we're here, we're now, we're ready to roll. Can you give them a little bit of the outsider in, like your experience? Because this was your first experience in independent, like they don't know that you're not like an independent community pharmacy guru like we all are. Like, I just give them a few nuggets of information about what you learned about the industry, what you learned about people asking, because I think it's really important for all of us here to hear it from that side.
Yeah, sure. I'd be happy to touch on that. I was telling Josh, I had an amazing time being there. It was, I've been getting to know all of you and hearing your stories and what you guys have been up to in your pharmacies. And my background is in marketing. So this is not an industry that I'm typically deeply involved in, although we've been diving deeper into it. And I was just, I was blown away by the community of how pharmacists are coming together to support one another, to share what they're learning. And I also learned a lot about how my takeaway was just how important this work is that we're doing to incorporate this new model into pharmacy. I really think that incorporating wellness into pharmacies is really going to be the future of pharmacy. And I think it's important on so many levels for patients that have maybe been struggling with chronic illnesses for so long, people that just keep stacking on more prescriptions and medications. You guys have an opportunity to create accessibility to education, to information and resources that can actually change people's lives that maybe they wouldn't get access to otherwise. But through you, their pharmacist, their local pharmacy, they have the opportunity to get that from you. And I think that's really huge. And I also see too, just how needed that this stuff is. You guys work so hard day in and day out. in your pharmacies and your businesses. And I think you guys deserve some you guys deserve to be more you guys deserve to be compensated more for the hard work that you do. And I think this is an avenue that can support you guys in experiencing that.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for that. That's very amazing. I'm going to give a large like verbal shout out to Ashley, because she's in it to win it. She is so mission forward with this mission. And I couldn't ask for a better person alongside this journey we're taking, because we literally committed this to this is our gig. This is what we're doing now. And so this is a testament, guys, to having the right person in the right seat in your businesses, because there's no way in hell I would have been able to pull that off without Ashley. We were printing stuff the night before and picking it up the hour before. The universe loves on time delivery when it's right. We had so many synchronicities that were happening, and we were laughing the whole way through. And it was a lot of work being a participant, a speaker, and an exhibitor. I've never done the trio, the trifecta. So thank you, Ashley. I'm so delighted to be on this journey with you. Ani is also amazing. You don't see her. She's on the back end doing all the work that I can never do to make this thing as smooth as possible for you all. So thank you, my dear. I love you both.
Thank you, Josh.
All right. So get your feedback in. It really helps us. And all right, so now I get to go. I get to tell you guys a little bit about, I've been working really hard at figuring out some stuff, like what's next? What can we do for this group? And I was really going through a whole component of where I've come from. A lot of you have asked me in the coaching calls, how did you get to where you are? Where do you get the time to do X? How could you learn about supplement? What did you do here? So I wanted to spend a few minutes. We'll go till 7:30 tonight. It's fine. This is recorded if you got to go and do your business or your family. But I really wanted to talk to you a little bit about my story, but not my story from the perspective of I've been there, done that. Okay. I want to talk to you guys a little bit about the power of, one, having your eye on the prize, like the golden thread or the North Star, and never wavering from that piece is a huge part, because we're all in this journey together. You all have your own North Star. But in 2008, I started a pharmacy, and I left the chain, and I said, you know what, I can do pharmacy better. That was what my thought was, like, I can do pharmacy better. I can take better care of my patients than you guys. Like, I've always had that inside me, that innate thing in me. So I started a pharmacy. I read a lot of books. I had no idea how to run a business. First book I read was the E myth, the entrepreneurial journey myth, like talks about, instead of managing a business, you own a business, and there's very different. Highly recommend it if anyone's not read it. But I worked really hard, and I read a lot of books, but I had no freaking clue how to run a business, and a pharmacy business at that. Like it was really hard. So I've always led this journey on my life of, I've gone through cancer. I've gone through, my parents have died. Like I've got through a lot of adversity in my life, and I've worked really hard. But so in 2008, I worked really hard for 5 years. I was just working and working hard, and it was working, but it was really hard. And then I said, you know what? I found PDS, Pharmacy Development Services. A lot of you know what PDS used to be. There no longer are. And basically I said, I need help. I need to hire a coach. I need to learn more about the business aspect of pharmacy. And I need to learn how to optimize. I had no idea about processes and systems and business acumen and financial stuff. Like, it was all just like fly by the seat of my pants. I had no accounting. I had no balance sheet or P&Ls. And then I found PDS and I got my first coach in PDS, Sheila Stevens. She's amazing. And the universe brought us together randomly coaching, but she was a compounder who was into integrative health. And so right at the 5-year part of my journey, I'd started learning more about clinical nutrition, supplements, and wanted to really make a business out of it. And that's exactly when we had the opportunity to move to our current location where we are. We took over 2/3 of a Blockbuster building, if you're old enough like me to know what a Blockbuster was. And I had a coach for the first time. And so what I worked hard for in the first 5 years, in 1 to 2 years' time, the result was I was more profitable. I started working off the bench, not on it all the time. And it gave me more time and it gave me more profit because it taught me how to run my business properly. And it taught me that working on it was really important. And it gave me the profitability in that time frame. This is 10, 11 years ago when we were actually more profitable. And it showed me that working on it was really important. And that gave me the freedom of time because I had a little money to work on compounding. And then I grew compounding. And then I worked on clinical nutrition and I started that. And then it went into learning about functional medicine, putting clinical nutrition and with compounding with hormones, all got me to the IFM and getting certified. And it allowed me to have that freedom. So I worked really hard doing it myself. Then I found a coach and my time, my energy, and my money were all accelerated. So that was like phase 1. It was amazing. And I learned so much from PDS from that perspective. There was some things that I also learned, which was it's not all about profits. It's really about purpose. And then fast forward, I went through IFM training, and for the 2-year journey, 2.5 years, it took me to be certified as a functional medicine practitioner. There was no pharmacists in the room. We were in an other category. They didn't even mention us as providers in this space. This was the year 2016 to 2018. I learned how to do that. And all through my journey, I was trying to figure out how this was applicable in pharmacy because there wasn't anyone doing it that I knew of. And I found a friend, Jeff Robbins, who had done a lot of this in his compounding store. And we started talking and he was mentoring me a little bit, but more like a friend. And at that time, in like 2018 to 2020, it was all DIY again. It was the same process. Like, how do I figure out how to make a signature program and put my patients through it? Jenny knows this part of our evolution because we didn't really get to implement anything. It was just always do it yourself. How does this work? What do I need to do here? Because nobody had done it before the way I wanted to do it, bringing functional medicine into the pharmacy of the community pharmacy. So I spent another 3 years just figuring it out, wasting a ton of money, wasting a ton of time, and not really implementing and scaling anything up. I would here or there, I'd get some clients, it was one-on-one coaching, yada, yada. And I was like, I need a mentor. I need to find someone that can help me in this process. And through the process of how the universe works, I probably was on a Facebook or a mastermind class. And then I was talking to one of my friends on a different level who was in the Perfect Practice mentorship with Sachin Patel. And I got on his summit. It was an online summit. It was Perfect Practice Live. And I immediately, it was a 2 or 3 day program. I just blocked my calendar and I started working on his summit. I immediately found the mentor that I was looking for. It just fell into play. And Sachin I immediately signed up for his mentorship. I said, this is the guy I'm looking for. And then I literally found the mentor I was looking for, and it was right there. And so I went into his group program, and the result was I built my functional medicine practice. And in 1 year's time, I got a signature program. I learned, what I really learned was systems, messaging, technology, marketing, using virtual, and so a lot of the things that you guys have learned, I've learned through Sachin's program and been able to pass over to you guys. What I also learned with Sachin, and what I continue to learn, he's like a brother from another mother. We're very good friends. He's one of my personal mentors now. Was simple works. So moving from all the way to complicated programming and labs and understanding all that science really didn't make a whole lot of difference compared to what I could do with food as medicine, lifestyle, maybe a couple simple labs and a couple simple supplements. So the formula you guys have sort of learned was an adaptation to what I learned in my mind body reset program, or what he calls the metabolic reset program, which is teaching the mind and the body to work as one and reset, and everything else works well. So that wellness made simple approach, and that we've applied some of those things into your program, is what I learned from my sort of, let's say, round 2 of my transformation. And what I also learned in mentorships was that tribe. Like Sachin's tribe is just so heart-centered. It's functional medicine, but it's this group of amazing people. And so I instantly, like you guys shared today, we love this tribal approach. We love that we can share together and be there when we're learning with each other. And that's what I learned, what's this power of the tribe, right? But I also learned that Sachin, in his amazing self, has so many people that he's learned along the way, and he exposed, just like we did. I learned Majid through Sachin, and I learned Sid through Sachin, and I've learned Ashley through Majid. And so all of these pieces, and Ani through Majid. So being exposed to other people's relationships and connections grows infinite. And so I really learned that. And so I learned Majid, and this is where I started becoming a speaker, right? I started learning and speaking more, and I was starting to learn how to speak in front of bigger audiences like NCPA and Pioneer and Involvement and stuff like that. And so I hired Majid as a speaking coach, and we went through, and that's how I got my first signature speech, which was my signature speech through, teaching this process of moving from sick care to well care, doing you first, like all the principles we've taught you guys, was my signature program for pharmacists. Like this is my pharmacy of the future talk. And Majid told me how to do a signature speech. And that signature speech led to a keynote, which was on my bucket list, like speak keynote speeches to many, many, many people. It led me to the keynote, which led me to the agreement with CPA to launch this program, which has been in my dream box for a very long time. So learning from one thing to the next thing, to the next thing, to the next thing, all happened because I took a step forward, and I took the leap of faith that mentor was the person that was supposed to be teaching me. And so I'm indebted to Sachin, because we like literally are on the same wavelength. We're doing, I'll give you guys one example of how this works in the universe, right? Ashley and I are creating 30 habits in 30 days, like healthy living, for the RX to Wellness, like the program we're putting you guys through, the mini program. We're going to do like a healthy habits, 30 videos in 30 days. We'll do one habit a day, and you learn 30 things, right? He does a Facebook post yesterday about 30 habits that are helpful for you, like healthy living habits. And he just posted it. And it was like, we were on the total same wavelength. It was amazing. Because we hadn't talked to each other about what we were doing in that space. But the result was signature speech number 2 with Majid, because I hired him again to create another signature speech, which was about helping entrepreneurs treat their bodies like they've treated their businesses and transforming their lives. Because that's my avatar. My avatar is me, remember? So a stressed out, burned out entrepreneur that works on themselves after they built their business up, because EO is a business of small businesses that have got to $1 million in revenue or higher. That was me. So that led to me becoming the health and wellness chair for EO Charlotte, which is leading me to put that into the East region of entrepreneurs in the East Coast and moving health and wellness towards a whole new segment of people. So I just want you guys to know that I didn't do all this myself. It just came along the way. And because I kept having that same North Star. So that opened my doors to so many awesome, amazing people, which led me down this path. So the moral of the story is, like, find your tribe, find your coach, find your mentor, find the people that are going to be around you and help you all along the way. And so that's, I know everyone's been asking, but that's kind of how the journey started with me, is moving from pharmacist all the way to healer. That led me to figuring out how Dr. Joe Dispenza was working. And so now I'm getting all the way into the healing modalities of meditation and breath work, all because of the process of taking the leap and joining like-minded communities and hiring people to help me where my blind spots are. Oops. So that was kind of the story of, like, when I tried to do it myself, things are hard and they don't work out all the time. I spend a lot of money, I spend a lot of time, and I spend a lot of energy. And then being in an accountability group helps me so much to be able to, I'm a high D. I need a challenge, right? I need somebody to challenge me to do things. When I step up to be coached, I'm going to show up and do the work rather than, the DIY approach, which is this program, which is why I love you guys, because you are doing some things, you're working together, but we are working together as a tribe. So that power of accountability for me is huge. And it's served me all along the way. And it also reminds me of when I don't have that, it really takes a lot longer for you to get to where you want to be. And so now, because of that process, I have a business coach, I have a life coach, I have an energy coach, and I have a speaking coach. So I've got rounded out, and I'm in EO, which helps me grow my business. And I'm also in a tribe of dads. Anyone wants to know more about Front Row Dads, I got that from Sachin. He did a talk at Front Row Dads, which is a family men with businesses, not businessmen with families. And I was really intentional about moving and really being present with my kids, because I hadn't been, because I was working so hard in my business. And I was like, I need to work on that. And then all of a sudden that came to me. So I've got my tribes now, because I have people that are a few steps ahead of me, and I'm surrounding myself with people that are 2 steps, 3 steps, 5 steps ahead of me in their journey. I'm surrounding myself in EO here with people that have scaled their businesses and their lives up 10x. And that's what I kind of want to just remind you guys, is surround yourself with awesome people moving forward. And so I learned this, I just wanted to share some stuff that I learned this week and these last few weeks is, there's pathways to success, right? Of course, there's the do nothing pathway. We learned this in our discovery call process. When you're trying to help someone, the first thing they could do is you could either do nothing, you can do it yourself, which is fine. But remember that Pareto principle of life is 20% of people can do it themselves, but 80% of people need accountability. And accountability can come in different ways, right? It could be with a coach, could be with a mentor, could be with accountability buddy, could be with your spouse. Like, accountability works. We all know that. And we all know that in our wellness programs. This is why we're building group-based programs, because we want that accountability. And that's what I've learned in this group is I think we need to give more accountability And we can teach the value of the do-it-yourself program, like this RX to Wellness. It's a DIY program. You have homework, you got to do the work. But more accountability. I think the people that I've coached in this program are getting really good results. And so I'm really excited to show you guys what's next. So getting accountability is the formula for me. It's the way that I've found the most success. It's the way that the world needs. It's like, you think about it, what a coach is, like, what is a coach? What is a mentor? They're the biggest cost in all of our businesses is what we don't know. If you think about it, right? What have you learned along the way? What would you have done different had you have known X, Y, and Z? And I think a coach and a good mentor is someone that's going to find your blind spots. And so if you go back 10 years and you think about what you learned in those 10 years in your growth and development in your business and your personal lives, looking at that is like the coach is there to solve what was told to me is like ignorance debt, like the debt you have from being ignorant to things you can't see. And what I think is like your coach sees your blind spots. It helps open up because they've been that. I asked Sachin the other day, I was like, he's teaching me how to grow this mentorship, right? And so he's like, what would you have learned? And he's like, he tells me all the things he would have learned and like to know along the way. That's what we get. We get accountability, but we really find your blind spots. And it grabs you and it says, maybe you can take what you've learned out of 10 years. So my design for you all is, can I compress that into a 1-year journey, or maybe like 3-year journey, maybe even 1 year. So instead of taking 10 years of work, we can do it and move it in there. So just want to ask you guys, like, where do you want to be in 5 years? And are the people you're surrounding yourself with, whether your team, your coaches, your mentors, the people around you, are they the right people to get you there? And do you believe the people that are around there have what it takes to get you there in 3 years? That's what we want to kind of ask ourselves. And so, I just wanted to share you guys my journey. And the biggest growth I've had in my personal life and in my professional life was really taking that challenge on and making sure that, oops, what happened here? Don't need that. It's popping up in my thing. Was when I hired people to help me, or found people to help me is a better way to say it. And so this is another thing I learned this week, and it was a keynote from an NFL, past NFL guy. And he said, there's 3 people out there. There's the watchers, the wishers, and the workers. And so I'm going to pull up my notes because I wanted to talk to you guys about it. Like, the watchers are, think about it, like in our industry, the watchers are the people that are complaining. They're in the stands. They're the people in the stands. They're waiting for something to happen to them, right? Those are the watchers of pharmacy, right? They're letting someone else fix all their problems. They're waiting for the billable model, or waiting for provider status, or waiting for someone to fix their DIR fee, or simply they're just complaining. They're not doing anything. They're the negative people, or they're just on the outside. And the wishers, and there's none of you in this group are those people, but they're out there. Like, you could see them in NCPA. You could just see them. They're complaining all the time about the things they don't have. They're in lack. And I've known from all of my work in the energy work and everything I'm doing is where you put your energy is where you put your focus. And when you have a lack mentality, which is a negative mentality, I'm not there yet, or I can't have blank, you get that drawn to you, right? And so you have bigger DIR fees because you're complaining about more DIR fees, instead of coming up with a solution like maybe wellness to counteract that. That's why I came up with the idea of the membership program, to counteract the DIR hangover. And so the wisher, right? The wisher is I wish, I hope. They're the ones that don't take action. The ones that are probably going through this program, there's nothing wrong with that. They're just getting all the information and they're soaking it up. But they're not taking that action to ask their patient to buy the supplement, to make the offer to help them. It's that, you know, the people that are wishers are really in this. There's nothing wrong with that, except you're not getting to where you need to go, where you want to go, because you're just hoping. And then the beautiful people in this group, the ones that are showing up on this call, especially the ones that are getting all that and listening to the recordings and doing the work and doing, is like the worker. You don't talk about it, you just do it. I loved your stories where he's like, oh, I took that information, I just did it. I got my first client, I got my first supplement, I got my first lab, because I just asked. And then we knew the benefits of that. And so that's the people that I think are going to be amazing. In moving forward with this mission that we're all on, this movement, this Beyond the Pills movement that we've created together. They don't hope about it, they just do the work. And I want to make sure that, like, you are the workers of the group and that you have the motivation to move forward. So I just wanted to share that with you. Oh, there we go. So where are we here? Okay. So I wanted to give you guys a little bit of a preview of what's going on. So like I said, this is not the end. This is the beginning. Our CPA has, you know, we had this DIY accelerator program moving you through the process of beginning to end, like we talked about today. We're moving you from nowhere to somewhere, getting you a program or a membership model in place so you can implement. So what did I learn? What did we learn in this process? Was a ton of information. So the more feedback you give us, the more we're learning. But what I learned in this process and in the vision building at the beach, especially, was we needed to really make things simplified and make a why wouldn't I answer to the question my patients won't pay. Because I know that there's some level of falseness to that, because there are some people that will automatically pay, and you guys have all demonstrated that in your shares when you ask. They're not all of them, but if we're going to scale this puppy up big time, I want to make sure you guys know that there's simplified ways. And the path to the pharmacy path, right, is all about little wins. Each prescription is a win if it's profitable, right? Each little one makes the big difference. And so we're blending that into wellness. So that version 2 will always be better than version 1, just like you guys said, start by starting. So we did the creation phase. We created this RX to Wellness program to get people moving. And what I learned in the process about halfway through was we need to make it a simple recurring revenue membership first. And when we get good with that, then we can move them into a program. So we are structuring the next round a little bit differently. We're in communication with CPA, because I know a lot of you are in the CPA group, around developing out the version 2 of the accelerator program, which is going to be launching in mid-January, because there's no way we're going to do this again right away. We need to give you a little bit of a pause, and we're going to optimize that recurring revenue membership model for everybody to get a fast bump quick, because that's what we need. We need to cure the DIR hangover. So the fastest way to that is, how do you get 500 patients to profit $20 or more a month? That's the path to $10,000 a month in profit. So it helps your patients, it gives them more wellness, and it makes it silly simple. And it gives you the freedom from the PBM model only, right? This hybrid model. So we're launching that in January. We're very hopeful. CPA has asked, so we're going to deliver this to them. Is version 2 is going to be included in CPA membership. And it's still going to be a DIY program, okay? We're still going to learn the things we've learned, and we're going to take and cut some of the stuff we've learned out in the first one to accelerate your journey into the membership model. We're going to focus on that. So just think of it as going to be a more simplified version of what we've learned, but very similar. So we're going to go in a better step-by-step process, and we're going to learn from what we've learned, and we're going to put gas and accelerator on the stuff that did really well. So we're going to do 3 simple supplements, 3 simple labs, 30-day program leading to a membership. Okay. We're going to be doing that. And so the offer for you guys in this room and listening to this recording is we have decided, and we've perfected this way and moving this thing forward in Dilworth and also in your stores, is if you are ready to rock and ready to roll and you really, really want to get started fast, we've developed a way that you can learn and grow with me and with my team in an 8-week program, literally designed for just implementation. You've learned all of what you need to learn, and it's the next phase. So we're calling it a boot camp. So the Beyond the Pills boot camp is how do we get 50 patients in 50 days in a membership model. And we're going to use that accelerator book, and we're going to use the tools to get you from lead magnet, mini discussion, joining a mini program, and getting you into the world of membership model. So that recurring revenue model.
Hey, Josh.
Yeah.
I didn't want to interrupt you, but I noticed that the slides didn't load. That's why
refresh. Oh, okay.
You can stop sharing.
I know that was probably creating a lot of anxiety for you, because Ashley loves everything. Let me see what I can do here. Hold on a second, guys. All right. All right. Now can we see it? Oh, shit.
You can go ahead and share your screen again.
You know how tech savvy I am here.
All the information was there, just didn't look as pretty, but I couldn't even tell with the way you're talking. All right, there we go.
So I know that was driving you crazy. You're probably so anxious because Ashley loves she's so good at making it pretty. I'm like, oh, what happened? I must have not. So my bad. So, oh, look how nice it looks now. It's like so much more beautiful. Thank you. So we've got the Accelerator V2 coming in January. It's 24, not 23. And we will move you guys through. But we've offering boot camp for the people that want to get started now. So what did we say? November 15th? Is that where we were? Okay, November 15th. We're taking some time off, and we're going to do an 8-week implementation, group focused. If you're eager to get started, and you want that extra accountability, and in that tribe component, we're going week by week, laser focused to implement and get 50 patients in 50 days. So we did the math, we've done the programming. We'll probably take a week off for, Christmas and that type of stuff. So we're not all stressed out, but same cadence, 8 weeks, compressed, focused. Let's get you 50 patients in 50 days and moving. Dilworth knows they're on the hot seat. We're going to go way beyond that at Dilworth, but we're getting everybody to 50 and 50, and we're going to do all the assets. So we're creating the process of what you get right now, but you literally get to use and grow all the energy and the things we're putting in. Ashley and I and Ani are going to be working really hard with getting you the program, getting you the lead magnet, getting you templating like a sales page, like all that stuff. If you are eager beaver, we are ready to go. And I would be remiss if I did not tell you all what was going to happen. So think of now until January, boot camp, 8 weeks, go big, go home, go big or go home, go big, be bold, right? Version 2 accelerator for those that just want to continue the DIY process. We're gonna offer you the whole system again, but now to get to revenue model moving, we're gonna prove together as a tribe in that boot camp and crush January. January is going to be open to a lot of people. Let's just think of January as the time where everybody wants to be healthy. And so we're going to be ready to go. And in January, if you're not in the boot camp, you won't quite be ready, but you can do something. But we want to take advantage of the people that are action takers. So we're offering up a mini program. As we grow, you will grow. So Dilworth's going to be a couple weeks ahead of you, and we're going to be moving this thing forward as this little mini tribe wants to move forward. And then for the people that want transformation, we are now open for business as of CPA, a 1-year mentorship. So we've got boot camp, we've got an accelerator, and we've got a mentorship. This is high level personalized support. You work with me. Personally, we have a group. Just think of the accelerator for 50 weeks, right? 50 deep dives, group calls, Facebook community, where your business and your personal and professional are moving consistently and scaling up. For the people that are in this to win it, I'm only taking a small select group of people through that process because I want it to be as intimate as possible. There's no way I could do that with 150 people. So there's an offer for you guys to understand that if you're interested, we'll tell you what you need to do to apply for that, because we're not accepting anybody. We want to accept the right people that have the ethos of engagement that we want in that space. But it's high level, personal and professional transformation. You get the weekly group, quarterly sessions with me, vision building at the beach, and my functional medicine programming. So the Do You First is like on steroids, like testosterone steroids. Like you do you first because you're going through your own mind body reset with me. We get to teach you all the tips and tricks that I've grown to love and support. So think of it as a personal and a professional mentoring and getting you in that space. And so that offer's on the table. It's live and ready. We actually have two. Lynn is on the group here. She's joined the mentorship. And all the rest is included. Boot camps included, accelerators included, the membership models included. And I forgot to tell you guys about the boot camp thing. Is whoever signs up for the boot camp and wants to go big and go home, you get first in line access to the negotiating that I'm doing to get those 3 to 5 supplements really, really inexpensive and closer to manufactured prices than wholesale prices. So I listened, and I'm in negotiations next week, actually, to lay out the program to get magnesium, omega-3, and vitamin D on the super cheap, high quality, professional grade, but closer to manufacturer prices. So you can create your membership model with the why wouldn't I price, and it's going to be amazing. So I'm really excited for that. And people in the boot camp get access as soon as I do, because I want to make sure that works. We should be in the process of getting it for a whole lot of people in January, but that boot camp folks, you're going to get access to that immediately as soon as I get it. And I'm thinking, imagine, don't quote me, but imagine being able to offer those 3 supplements, those 3 labs, the mini program, access to the app, the Well World app, and the food plans, and the mini coaching that you can give them. But imagine just the cost of those 3 supplements at a retail price would be more expensive than the membership that you're offering your patient. Is ridiculous. It's the ridiculous thing that says, why wouldn't I? There's no way, because you're already going to get them on those supplements, and then in 30 days you're going to be like, well, just take these supplements, you might as well be on the program. And so you're going to be able to offer all these awesome things in the membership. So imagine this, selling it to them near or at wholesale, what you paid for it price, and getting a profit for it. So I'm really excited for that. I just wanted to mention that. So we got the boot camp. We've got the recurring revenue membership system, 8 weekly group calls, They're going to be recorded. They're going to be a private group. Okay. The private chat here is going to be around like a private Facebook group where we're learning just like we did today. We're celebrating all those wins and learning from each other, but really hyper focused. You're going to get an accountability buddy, like literally partnered with one person who you can count on throughout the whole process, and really be your soundboard. I've always thought that was a really good thing whenever I had some. So we're going to add that to it. We're going to get all the templates were created for you, the worksheets, the sales system, the discovery call scripts. So just imagine having the exact thing to say every time. We're going to do the template lead magnet because we're building all this now and we'll be gifting it to you. We're going to get the marketing email sequence so you can promote that and do it automatically. So you don't have to do it with, so it's all automated. And so you can just continue to do what you do and have those conversations. We're accessing to the RX Wellness Resource Vault as we can put more in there. And if you are awesome and you decide you want to sign up for the boot camp because you're a go-giver and you want to just continue, I'm offering another session just one-on-one with me so we can get you hyper and laser focused. I know that people that have taken advantage of those have had massive transformations and accelerated into the accelerator. You'll learn the system, the way that we sort of created at the tail end of this program, exactly who your patient is and how you're going to nurture all those warm patients to the magnet, to the program, to the membership. So it's simple, easy, lucrative, and fun. It's going to be amazing. So we are asking, because this is not part of the CPA deal, and there's going to be a lot of energy and a lot of resources that I'm investing in this, is we are asking for this to be a three payments. So it's a 3-month process. We're going to do 3 payments of $499. Basically covers all of our costs of how we're going to be able to deliver this to you all. My intention for this is to create a system so amazing in these next few weeks that we can scale this up to the entire organization of CPA starting in January. We're working towards that, getting a really, really awesome deal on these supplements and moving forward the mission of the Beyond the Pills tribe. So imagine this group of amazing people just getting so moving forward. So that's our offer for anyone that wants to. I don't sell anything. If this is for you, we've got ways to work that through and to sign up immediately. We are starting. We are not waiting. We are moving on it on November 8th. Again, recorded calls. We probably will do them more in the afternoon to allow for all of us. So you got to want to be able to do it, and you got to want to do it now. And we're going to end it. Is it? Oh, these are 2023s, right? So November 8th, and is that 8 weeks to December 3rd? I'm not sure. It is? Okay. So we're moving hard. We're moving fast. It's going to be amazing. So next steps. Oops. Oh, also Ashley, we're creating a Facebook group, or maybe it's a WhatsApp. We're trying to figure out what's the best medium, because we also learned that the Kajabi portal isn't being active and utilized as much. So we are going to create, you don't have to join the boot camp, right? So we will have weekly emails. So keep on the email list, right? Don't unsubscribe if this is valuable for you. We're going to have a weekly roundup, like what's happening, what are we doing, like just so to keep active. We're going to be posting some stuff. Maybe I'll have a recording that I did and I'll send it to you guys about an awesome new supplement. I have some really cool things coming that I can give you value for. So I'm going to give. So we're going to continue with the weekly emails, and we're going to create a Facebook group so we can share wins in this group and continue the momentum. Okay. But the private group is going to be designed just for the bootcamp folks. Ashley, did you want to say something?
Yes, sorry, I wanted to chime in. That date was incorrect there. We end the program for the boot camp on January 3rd, so it's perfect to
That
write
made,
us
that made more sense.
the new
Yeah.
year.
So the goal here, guys, is you can continue with building this thing up for yourself. You can continue to stay in the motion with what we're doing. So continue with the group, continue. We're probably move it over to Facebook. Seems most people are there. We're going to share our wins. You can ask questions as a group and learn from each other. That's all going to be still moving. We want to keep you moving because we don't want to lose any momentum at all. And the boot camps for people I want to go like, all right, I'm on fire. I'm ready to go. Let's put some gas on this thing and let's move you all the way to January. Because by the time January hits, imagine having that system already rolling. And then now you're just enrolling a whole crap ton of people focused on getting more healthy. So imagine 30 habits in 30 days in January program. That leads them to the supplements, it leads them to the labs, and it leads them into February. Go, yeah, of course I'm going to stay with you. Why wouldn't I? That's the plan. So for the awesomeness people that want to get moving, please sign up so we can get you all rounded up and ready to go because we got a lot of work to do. Ashley's going to be flying into Charlotte. Jenna, Danielle, Jenny on the call. Get ready because Ashley and I are going to be like fully embraced and moving this thing forward in Dilworth.
Yeah. Josh, I want to chime in with one more thing because I would love to highlight in the boot camp what we're including for everyone with these marketing templates. So when we're talking about giving you the template lead magnet, that means that's something you don't have to create on your own. We're talking about giving you sales page templates. We're going to be giving you marketing email templates. And just these deliverables alone, I know because I have my own marketing agency, these are things that I literally charge clients thousands of dollars for. Like to build a marketing email sequence, I charge anywhere from like $2,000 to $3,000 for that alone sometimes. And so I want to just highlight that because we're giving you guys all of this because we just want you guys to be as successful as possible. We want to give you as much as you can. So that you guys can have the system be successful in your pharmacies come January of next year. I'll be actively participating in the program and, supporting. So just wanted to highlight some of the value there of the marketing templates. You don't have to worry about it. You don't have to hire someone else to do that for you. You get it handed to you.
So we're literally trying, we're not trying, we are moving as hard and fast as we possibly can to prove this model because I just know how awesome this is going to be because NCPA is asking some questions. I've got some big groups moving forward. I literally want to create an army full of you awesome wellness driven pharmacies that are transforming lives and your businesses and having 1 year from now, look where we will have come and where we will be if this all works. And I cannot do it without that first level. Like, remember when we went from creation to optimize to systematize to like legacy? The same that happens in your programs is also happening in this tribe, right? We did creation. Now we're into optimization and proving that system together so we can scale in January. We are going to be ready to scale and it's going to be amazing. So thank you, Ashley, for that. And she is right. I've been on the other end of that, like the recipients of the assets that are needed in farm. Like everybody says, sales, marketing, like all the things we're doing for you for this. I want this to grow. Like this is why we're doing it. And so for that little investment, we can do a lot because we can maybe work that through. I will not get the deal on those supplements until we have a group large enough to get those minimum orders going. And so we're all in this to win it. And so for the cost of the supplements, for the savings on the supplements and the marketing alone should pay for itself in spades from the standpoint of longevity over the year's time. And if you are interested in the mentorship, we're doing a lot of fast actions, like if you join earlier than January, there's going to be a lot more bonusing, but I want to get on a discovery for that because I think that's a more personal approach. I don't want to just throw an offer or anything like that. I want you guys to understand that it's really important. Did you just throw? Okay, yeah. Book the strategy call with me. I want you to know all the things that we're going to be creating in the mentorship. You get all the other stuff plus, okay? So those offers are going to be freestanding. They're going to be working. It's going to be amazing. Remember, if you are CPA, do not give the codes out to people that aren't CPA. We're going to be launching this and it's going to be extremely valuable. So take home tonight. Join if it's great for you. If it speaks to you, great. Let's get moving and give us your testimonials. Give us your feedback. We're going to have that form ready for you. I love you all. We are right at the hour of 7:30. I want to open it up for a few questions, but I also, I am in EO right now, and there is like 600 entrepreneurs all dressed up like pirates because we're in Tampa having a party full of pirates. So that's going to be fun. Does anyone have any questions for me at this point? Amazing. All right, guys. Hope to see you on the other side. Stay tuned.
Just
Yes.
a quick second, Josh, before we hop off. Is anyone interested in the boot camp? Make sure that way I can make sure you get set up correctly. You get the link and everything. I can send it over to you directly because once we hop off, it's going to disappear from the chat. If you're interested, just type it in the chat.
Oh, I forgot to say, the people that have joined the mentorship are getting the boot camp. So Lynn knows that. She's already going to be enrolled. She's already been a part of that process. They already get the boot camp, so there's no additional components. And then people that are listening to this or on live that have signed up for the group coaching that we offered in the beginning, we're also crediting that group coaching that you've invested in yourself. Thank you, Doug. Thank you, Gail. For the people that have invested in us with the group coaching, we are also crediting that into the costs of it's not the full cost because it's not a wash, but from that perspective, we're also helping you and crediting you that as well. So we're gifting as much as we possibly can to get this thing moving. So thank you. Love you all. Amazing. You guys are awesome. You made me feel amazing today. I hope you all feel amazing. I hope you all want to continue with the tribe like this. This is why we're here. So minimums, give us the testimonials, give us the feedback, join the Facebook group when that happens, stay on the email list, get ready for January. If you're go-giver, join the tribe, keep moving, keep this cadence going, keep that love brewing, and get laser focus for January. That's what we're all here for. And take some time for yourself. Ashley had a little time to herself after in CPA because I made her. I said, take a half a day.
And Josh is like, he's like, I'm not going to say you have to, but he's like, I highly encourage you. He's like, take 4 hours and do something fun today. So
yeah, so take some time to yourself, reflect where you came from, go to bed, we're ending with gratitude here. That's what I want to kind of say is I'm so grateful for you all. I've learned so much from this. I've also learned that pharmacists need and want this. And so I'm going hard and fast to speak my truth and to give my gift to this world, which is to compressing your timeline, money, and energy into a very short period of time so you guys can thrive as well. Because when it's all said and done, it's not about the business, it's about our lives. And it's really important for all of us to do the things that we want to do to have our own zones of genius to what we can do into this world, but also bring it back, right? Bring it back to ourselves and our families, because that's what it's really all about. Love you all. See you on the other side. Let me know what I can do to help you. And we will end this version and of this chapter in all of our lives and start a new one. Stay well. Bye.